All right, everyone. We are back at Techno Security 2022 here in Myrtle Beach, and it's the last one for Myrtle Beach, unfortunately. Not the last Techno. They're going to call it Techno East, and it's going to be up in Wilmington, North Carolina next year, which is going to be a lot of fun. I hear there's a lot of fun places up there. Either you two been up there in Wilmington before?
No, not personally.
No, I haven't either. So who do I have on the show? Manny. I've known Manny for a bazillion years, probably. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's been at least that, right?
At least.
Yeah. At least. And Nolan, I just met you like a week or two ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just started following you around and you had no choice.
at IASIS, right? Yeah, we were down at IASIS. We had a booth right next to each other and just kind of hanging out and talking. I love meeting people in the industry. It's probably one of my favorite things to do, even though, there's a lot of learning and stuff going on at these conferences and stuff, and I never learn anything new. My brain is full. It's like I got the old 386 computer and 32 megs of memory. That's it. It's done, right? I can't remember. So I come here for the people, right? And so Manny, you're at BitMindz, right?
Yes.
This is your company.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me what you do there.
So we build high quality forensic workstations. I kind of coined the term processing engines because nowadays it seems like a lot of what we're doing is just processing tons of data.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the biggest challenges now is just the volume and the amount of data that everybody's getting. It takes a tremendous amount of horsepower to process that data and get results quickly.
It's massive now, right?
Right.
I mean, before when we'd go on, a case or something, it's just, okay, hey, we got a little drive we can throw in. Or I guess at the time it seemed large then too, right?
Right.
But, I mean, we talk about now it's massive. Imagine in 2 years what we're going to be talking about. Oh, it's even bigger.
Right.
And it just keeps growing. But you have solutions to that, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everything from like the lower end type system where someone can just afford a low end system just to get some phones done or process data, all the way up to really high scale processing to do terabytes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Megan's taking pictures of us. Should we wave or just act natural? We should probably just be natural, right?
Yeah.
We should. Except I can't hold it in. I can't suck it in too much longer.
Man, this mic is really low. I don't know why. Megan, can you do me a quick favor and just check the connections to number 2 here? And I don't know. I'm going to mute you for just a second, Nolan, and we're going to try to figure this out. We may swap him out with number 4 down there and see if it's any better.
It's probably just.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to bring you back. Okay, give me a check in there now.
Check 1 2.
Now, it is really light. Do you hear him light?
Seems light.
He's not nearly as loud as I am.
Right.
And we're the same level. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Megan's going to check, and I'll have her bring out that other mic here because I don't know what's going on with that one. I noticed it because I
try to talk louder for you.
Well, you don't have a quiet voice.
No.
I mean, and it's pretty quiet in here right now. And I'm not sure why. Can we just swap out 4? Just grab number 4 there, and I'm going to mute you just a second. I know we're live here. No, don't swap out. Just actually physically grab that one and bring it here, and we're going to physically. Yeah, Megan's in front of the camera. That's all right. Hang on, let me mute 4 while you do that, and there, and 3. I got everybody muted except for me. So, and Manny, you're on. Can you just say something real quick? Try again, right there.
How about now?
Yeah, okay, you're on number 4. All right, so the biggest thing is, we'll wait till Megan comes out. All right, there you are. You could use that same headphones if you wanted to. He'll get it all squared around. What do you see as the biggest challenge? We talked a little bit in pre, right, about the pre-show, about horsepower, essentially, right?
Right.
Getting it going and whatnot. Let's see if that fixed it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah, there you are.
All
Hello.
right.
Yeah, you can bring it up a little
back.
bit. Yeah, you are. Sorry about that. I should have caught that in pre-show, and I didn't. I absolutely did not. That's the fun thing about being live, man.
Yeah.
It's like if there's something, it's like, holy crap, we got to switch out mics.
Let's set up Nolan. Let's get him.
That's right. And I guess I could have done a little dance while that was going on. A cut seemed to me, but I got to keep my listeners, Got to keep them.
That's right.
They got to keep them. sorry, people stealing stuff off our tables.
Absolutely.
Nobody's over there. I'm like, dang it, no.
It's all about the swag.
That's
We all know
right.
that, right?
Well, you had, what was it? It was the guy from Deloitte last week. Remember, he came up with the idea of the T-shirt. He said, I'm going to have T-shirts next year. It just says, I'm just here for the swag.
That's right. Yep.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Manny's like writing this down now. He's going to make some shirts.
Yeah.
So, Manny, with your machines, storage has got to be a huge issue too, right?
Yeah, storage is an issue. I think what a lot of examiners now are doing is they're they're offloading a lot of the data to like a NAS or like
Okay.
a direct attached storage,
Right.
and using that as the methodology or like their workflow
Yeah.
to process the data.
Okay.
So it's it's always going to be a challenge. Like even when you and I were in law enforcement, you'd go out and you'd get. At that time, we'd go out and you'd get like it'd be a few flash cards, a few USB drives, maybe somebody's hard drive, and we imaged it then, and it was a challenge back then, and it's just not going away. So it's just going to continuously get worse with the amount of data that we have to process.
Finding those solutions are definitely challenging to that, and it's just ever going to grow because the volume of data is much larger, so you need faster machines to do that. And you guys build them right to spec, right? If I want a machine, you'll say, hey, or no, you go ahead and answer that. I got to follow up.
Yeah. Usually what I do is I'll have like a baseline model, usually with like a certain processor and a certain amount of RAM and a few like NVMe drives in it.
Yeah.
And then I'll customize it to whatever each individual or agency's needs are.
Okay.
Depending on what they have. Because some people don't care about like the big volume or a big RAID storage device. They care more about just fast volumes.
Okay.
And processing quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now, say if I use one of the vendors here, right? I use specific software, and essentially what requirements are already, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I have licenses, so I'll test the software with the machines. Like I don't like to just put a machine out there on the market and say, hey, I think this is going to work good for you. So I'll actually test the software with a new design that I come up with. Get benchmark speeds, figure out what needs to get tweaked or what I need to do differently to get it right where it needs to be to get the fastest results, rather than just putting a bunch of components in a box and saying, I think it's good, let's give it a try. Let me know how it works.
That means you've actually put the larger software on it and you ran through it. I mean, you're an examiner, right? I mean, you knew that, hey, this has got to work. This is like big life or death stuff, and it could be missing kit. I mean, this stuff's got to work,
right?
And you make sure you put that stuff into it, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Test them all. And that's one thing I remember when I started getting to know you a little bit more and how you built machines. Was that always stuck in my head? It's like, no, you build these things out based off of the customer's needs right away, and you don't ask like, how much RAM do you want? How much? No, you ask always the questions like, hey, what are you using this for? What software you're running on it? So you know how to correct that problem right away, which I always thought was awesome.
Yeah.
Always awesome. Always awesome.
Yeah. It helps to actually have the certifications to do exams and actually have done exams, so you have experience in knowing what works, what to tweak, what kind of results you should expect.
Where those big pain points are at so you can fix them.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Now, Nolan, I don't know as much about your past and maybe some best areas left unsaid, but I'm just razzing you, man. It's going to happen. And Manny, yours is coming. I got some stories, but I might get me banned from YouTube. I can't talk about some of those. But Nolan, how'd you start how'd you get into the industry?
Well, it's actually a funny story. My past was prior military, and then I got into law enforcement at a bright age, I should say.
Yeah.
And then, I finished with 22 years, but I did 10 years in an ICAC task force and was a TFO for a few of those years within there. And really did the hard exams as a full-time examiner within that ICAC task force. And then, but I was the guy who, could fix the watch on my supervisor's every time changed. I was able to do that, or push the right sequence on the copier to suddenly get it working.
Right on.
Or do an attachment on an email back in the day, and all of a sudden I was the high-tech guy.
Yeah,
so,
that's the way it worked back then, wasn't it? It's like, you can turn that on. You know where the power button's at?
Oh, he's a high-tech guy.
That's
He's our forensic guy. Let's
you're
get
in
him
there.
going. So,
I'm joking, guys. That's what it's so true how that happens.
Yeah, then next thing you know, you're the authority on all these things computerized, and I gotta turn to people like Manny, like I know where the power button is, but what do I do now?
Yeah.
So very much.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, and full disclaimer, lots of training are in between that moment, right?
Oh,
I want to see people going,
crawling
that's all you got to do?
It's a crawl for 3 years. I always like to make sure people know that. And I got into teaching some of these advanced methodologies of getting into cellular devices and tablets.
Right.
And, then it morphed into drones and vehicles, and that seems to be the buzzword these days, vehicles. But eventually I about 8 years of teaching and moved in more to sales area to try to advance the whole the whole effort.
Right. So, yeah, so you're giving that exposure to law enforcement. People that you've been there, you've done that, and you're showing them kind of the path that, hey, you might want to take a look at this because this works. And that's kind of the unique at Teel Tech, right? I mean,
Yes, sir.
I don't think we've mentioned that yet, and I apologize. I get curse of knowledge. I know where you're at. You know where you're at. These guys don't know where you're at.
Yeah, Teel Technologies.
So Teel Technologies that you can go at, and you guys offer a lot of different solutions. So, I mean, you guys can pretty much solve problems. I mean, and Manny's right in there with you, so you can kind of, hey, here's hardware stuff, and then on your end, where do you focus at there?
We really try to get you into those advanced methods and to support those tools. We're beyond the push button forensics. When somebody plugs in a phone to one of these software, very advanced tools, sometimes they just don't give you everything you're looking for. So we take that next step, or we make the device functional so that you can use it on those tools. And we provide the specific training so that you can get into that device and with some knowledge, and then maybe looking at database structure with SQLites. And we're very proud of how far we take it with our training, with our ability to buy the equipment directly, so you don't have to find a source all over the internet or all over the world, or try to ship in from overseas.
Yeah, you guys got some great training. I hear people talk about your JTAG tip-off training like all the time.
Yeah, it's
like all the time.
Well, it just at the time there was nobody that could do those kind of things. For example, we had the Windows Phone when it first came out. Nobody could get into a Windows Phone. While they were building support for it, you could JTAG into the phone. Now that's antiquated now. Yeah. So JTAG is somewhat relative in the sense that it teaches you how to do the ISP. It's another advanced methodology of getting into some of these devices, and it does have some relevancy in IoT devices, but it's kind of antiquated. And now chip-off is making a strong comeback because of vehicle forensics.
Oh, yeah.
And it just, that's, if you were to ask what's the buzz in our world, it seems to be the vehicle forensics, or even going into someone brings you a device and it's just an electronic device, so suddenly you're the expert in how to get data out of it.
Right.
Well, we'll show you how to communicate with such device. Some X or Y device that you don't really know what, I can apply power to it, that's about it, but do I want to apply a power to it?
Yeah, now you guys have a product over there you wanted to talk about a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Oh, it's the Expert Digital Case Management System. It's our proud software development. We have a couple of software development programs, but go ahead.
It's come a long way.
We have. We're very proud of it. We've tripled our staff just trying to develop this product and get it out there. And what we're doing is we hear this person over here and we hear that person over there that's just has great ideas, and we're excited to include it in our tool. And that's, we're not off the shelf. You're not stuck with what you get delivered. You get to say what this tool is going to do. And we're completely configurable. We're completely flexible. Get rid of fields, add new evidence types. It doesn't have to be law enforcement centric.
Yeah.
It can be anything. You can do so many things with this tool, but you don't have to do
What's
it
the
all.
overall arching goal with that tool? What do you guys try to say, hey, when you approach ABC agency or they're coming to you looking for a solution, what is it that they're really looking for and that you use that tool for?
We're trying to save them the hours that they're already spending trying to manage their digital evidence and or just their lab management in general. Get off of those spreadsheets,
right?
Because you can't update it while you're at training. Right. You can't track. When's that dongle expire? I think it's in June, but we'll tell you right away. We'll give you an alert that says.
It does that. It like lets you know and keeps track of that stuff.
Yes, sir.
See, I'm going to have you guys back and actually show it. Because I'm not that familiar with it at all, and I'm sure everybody here. That's our job here, right? To show many solutions as absolutely possible, and that one sounds really cool.
Some exposure would be great.
Yeah. Manny, you got to. I don't know if you can bring a machine on the show, but we'll take some pictures for you and get them out there for our folks to take a look at.
Put lots of lights on them. Yeah, it'll look great.
Can you paint it fire engine red, like gloss it all up?
Oh yeah,
like my truck.
Fire
you saw my
engine
truck.
red.
I did.
Like my truck. I'm weird like that. Basement savers is what we call the firemen.
Basement savers.
Yeah. Well, it was all in jest. Hold on. Let me. I got to go back a sec. I got to go back a step. We used to obviously police and fire always competed in. We had a basketball tournaments, and my favorite one was donkey basketball. And you're like, what the heck is donkey basketball? Is you play basketball riding a donkey that doesn't want you there, right?
That's right.
So literally, you'd be going for this hoop, and the donkey would stop, put its head down, you fall off. It was a blast. So we had nicknames for each other because we'd always play the firefighters. We'd call them basement savers, right? And they'd call us meter maids. That's we were the meter maids.
Of course.
So they had names right back. It was all
That's
in good
much
fun.
nicer than the names I've heard from them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Guys, is there anything else you wanted to mention or talk about? Because I know I wanted to get you in and out quick because the hall's going to be closing here pretty soon, and I want to get you guys full. Literally, we got like an hour or 2 hours, something like that, and that's it to get reached out. Any other products you wanted to hit? Anything that's Teel's should stand out or BitMindz stands out for? And we can send people your way over to the booth over there.
Yeah, for me, I've got a lot of new designs that are going to be coming out real soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep in touch with us, and we'll see what we can do to get those out to our viewers and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, some really cool stuff.
All right, Nolan.
Just want to thank you for your time.
Oh man, thank you.
We're very excited to be in the discipline, so to speak, and we have lots to offer, and it's just so hard to mention it all.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man. Yeah. I literally said I was going. Hey, we got like 15 minutes, and it's hard to mention it all in there. So I'm sorry.
No.
Literally try to go stack to stack, but I would like to invite you guys back. And for a longer discussion. Normally these things are an hour, and I like to talk. You didn't guess that from knowing me for a little bit, I know, but I can talk quite a bit.
That's great.
Yeah, you got to be careful with me. I was a SWAT negotiator for 10 years, so I'll talk too much also.
Manny will get me to hug people. Yeah, he'll get inside my mind, and I'll be a hugger.
let me step out of the way for you guys.
Yeah, I know you're right there. You're in between, man.
There's a reason he put you there.
Yeah, that's right. So I found an awkward moment right on live YouTube. Nolan's like, well, no, I don't want this to happen. All right, guys. Hey, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate taking your time out of the show and coming over and talking to us. And we'll talk again soon, right? Yeah. All right. Hey, make sure you guys check them out, BitMindz and also Teel Technologies. We're at Techno Security 2022, and we'll see you guys on the next